Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela. 4 years ago, I first came to South Korea. It was only supposed to be a year of teaching abroad. Then I became familiar with a few professional organizations. The leaders in the community inspired me to take my passion a step farther. Through that, I discovered I wanted to become an international educator. And Teach Now allowed me to do that through their teaching certification program and their master's program. But I believe I'm a lifelong learner. So with organizations around the world, I'll be able to set my short and long-term goals. So in this presentation, I'll be talking about what I hope to do in the next 6 months and beyond to shape and change the world through education. First, I'm going to talk about my short-term goals and my 6-month plan. First, I would like to find employment in the education field. I feel that though the master's program has ultimately prepared us to become international educators, there hasn't been an activity, lesson, or unit that I believe that hasn't ultimately prepared or paved the way to become an international teacher. I've learned more about the IB program, in depth about other educational systems around the world, what it is to be a third culture kid, to have strategies, ways to make the students feel at home. It's really much different than it is teaching in the United States. Second is the complete part 2 of my teaching portfolio. Teach Now has laid a great foundation on explaining how we should construct our teaching portfolio, showcasing some of the work and activities that we've done and our understanding of globalization in education. Part 2 of my teaching portfolio, I would like to add more of my students' work so future schools will have a better understanding of my own personality, the way that I teach, and to kind of see my progress as a teacher through my students' work. Next is to present my action research at a TESOL workshop or conference. I have presented on several occasions with co-TESOL. My presentations have never been research-based. It's more been a workshop, immediate take-homes, whether it be phonics or just recently I presented using new technology in the classroom. And so I think this will be a little bit of a challenge, but I do have many mentors that I have looked up to and that are in the process of helping me prepare a research-based presentation. Next is to complete my CELTA. What I have definitely learned through this program, through other cohort members and through my own professional development through co-TESOL is it is very important for me just to have my master's, but if I do continue teaching ESL, I do need to acquire my CELTA as soon as possible. Third is to launch my professional development YouTube channel. Being very involved in co-TESOL, especially in Korea, I have learned that there are many teachers in Southeast Asia that don't quite have the same opportunity to have professional development, and professional development can be extraordinarily expensive. And there's even been times where this year I wanted to go to Chicago, but I couldn't afford to. So I will be in the next couple months with collaborating with a few of my co-TESOL friends. We will be launching a professional development YouTube channel, which we hope that it will be free and more teachers around the world will be able to have access to professional development ideas and opportunities. And last, for short-term goals, is to acquire additional endorsements. My first endorsement is ESL, but I would like to have an endorsement in the visual and performing arts, and then also elementary education. For my long-term goals, I will say my ultimate goal as an educator is to be involved with the English Language Fellow Program. It is a dream of mine to work on a project for a year in another country. I think it's an amazing program to touch the lives of English language learners in around the world that maybe not have quite the opportunity as some of the more stable countries. And I hope to apply again this year after completing my master's and maybe having a little bit more ESL education. But definitely my ultimate goal in education is to do a year as an English language fellow. Second, I believe that I do need to get an additional master's, so I am looking into completing my master's either in TESOL or in technology education. Third, I think one of the most important certifications that I could acquire being an international teacher is an IB certificate. It is so incredibly important. I believe we've just learned about the tip of the iceberg in this program, and there's just so much more I would like to know about the IB. So I am maybe in the next year, I hope to be IB certified. And next is to become a Google certified teacher. I believe that being a Google certified teacher, it's not great to collaborate with your school and school leaders, but to really bring that to your classroom so your students will be able to collaborate. I think Google is one of the best learning tools that we have out there, and you can use it all over the world. So I think it's an amazing opportunity, and I would like, although I feel that I've learned so much about Google and how to use it in different ways in the Teach Now program, I would like to take it a step further. And last is the Common Core and arts. In some way, I would like to write curriculum for the Common Core and arts. And it's not just in the United States. It was really refreshing the other day to see the Common Core and arts has actually moved to Vietnam, and they're using that in their international schools and their national schools. So that would be one of my long-term goals, is to be involved in writing curriculum for the Common Core and arts. Last, I'm going to talk about the professional organizations that I have already been involved in or I hope to be involved in the future to help me complete some of my short-term and long-term goals. Number one is TESOL. You've probably heard me mention TESOL or co-TESOL many times in this presentation. One of my very short-term goals and long-term goals is to present my action research, and I'm an advocate for this organization. They really help shape the teacher that I am today, and I enjoy surrounding myself with some of the best educators and motivators around the world. This organization has helped me launch my media station, and it's an organization that I definitely, wherever I am in the world, I hope to continue to be involved with. Next is the National Art Education Association. As I mentioned, I'm very interested in developing Common Core curriculum for the performing and visual arts, and this is an organization that I would like to look more into of getting involved with, as I would like to switch more over from the ESL TESOL world into the performing and visual arts world. Next is IB. As I mentioned in my presentation, to be an international educator, I think, especially being an American, because I'm not familiar with the British Council, I think it is almost, you have to be involved in IB, and I think it is a very definitely a short-term goal of me, is looking into how I can become certified as an IB teacher and learning more about the curriculum and the framework. And last, the Global Partnership for Education is very similar to what the Fellows mission is. And not that I don't like the question, but many people are like, well, what do you want to teach? Would you rather teach first grade, or would you rather teach sixth grade? And honestly, to me, I would rather somebody say what project or what inspires you. And to me, it's projects, it's missions. And this is a wonderful organization that I'm not sure if a traditional classroom is for me because I don't consider myself a traditional teacher. And the Global Partnership for Education really goes into third world countries, and I really enjoy their mission, and it is definitely an organization that I could foresee myself in the future working hand in hand with. Be not afraid of growing slowly, be afraid of only standing still. This is a perfect summary of my experience to teach now in the master's program. Thank you for listening to my presentation today.